Hello and welcome back to Lukester Gaming. So here we are continuing right off from where we left off on the last part, and this is part 2 of our map exploration. And this is sort of what was covered so far. I guess we've sort of filled in about 3/4 of the map, so hopefully this won't take sort of too long, or should be a sort of 20-25 minute episode. But yeah, let's get right to it. I guess we'll sort of backtrack a bit by... In fact, it'll be quicker to sort of skip across this way. This was the only place that I had in mind in terms of like bringing a boat before, but it's not really necessary because, well, as far as ocean, this is pretty much it, or like the water in other parts. So yeah, we don't really need a boat for that, or we don't really need a boat now anyway. We've covered it. I'm like getting across to here as quick as I can, he says as he seemingly takes his time crossing the water on foot. Yeah, I just wanted to backtrack briefly just to show off this waterfall here that I'd mentioned on the last episode, and we'll follow the coast round from there. But yeah, this is like a sort of cool little, like, I don't know if this is something, I'm guessing it must have been something they maybe added in or as part of the map, just like a sort of a feature like that. But I reckon I could sort of dig like a little secret cave or secret storage place in there, and there's like another cave there that seemingly has a light opening along there, and there's little bits of pieces of caves everywhere. Oh yeah, this is the light opening. So yeah, that'll be one to explore at some point off camera, and I think that just sort of goes through there and comes out there, I believe. Huh. Well, I say I'm intrigued. I guess I can go and check it out because I'm exploring the map after all. Like, not just the map itself, but the world sort of thing. Let's hope nothing's waiting for us. Ah, so it is like a bit of a bigger cave than I anticipated then. Yep, we'll leave that for now then. But I just thought I'd pop over just to give it a quick check and just to see what it actually has. Mostly dead ends, but yeah. And I thought that was maybe more, but it's just exposed stone. Right, so there's the lighthouse that we left on the left, I guess. I about sort of said left twice when... And let's avoid the hole. So that's the big hole that we dropped down. I think I remember when I explored the map on the pre-creative world that I keep mentioning that because like what we'd done on that world was to get more space for doing stuff, we'd actually sort of trimmed all this, like mined all this stone back and made like a nice, well, you can't really tell now, well, apart from where the snowy area is, but we made like a box around this area, like rather than it having like that more natural looking outer wall shape, we sort of boxed it off so that we had more room in terms of like bringing it back about this far, I think. And what that also did was ended up exposing this water here, I believe, and sort of looking at it there, it looks as if it's almost like 1 or 2 thick at that point, and because I think that's the sand that's part of the little lake on the other side, and I believe that I used that, sort of put a boat and then just sort of rode sort of right off this waterfall here. Okay, I have to do a thing, that's made me want to do a thing now. Yep, we're going to make a boat for the purpose of this. And I might top up my sort of wooden planks whilst I have this out. Nah, in fact, it'll be fine for just now. Let's just jump up and down a bit here so I can eat before we do that, in case we take any damage, but I don't think we should. So far out of this random exploration, we've seen a mushroom, which was random given the fact that there's no mushroom island in this world. And yeah, and we got that random ender pearl as well from the enderman in the tower over there. Right, let's go about this carefully because I don't want to mess this up. Power! Whee! I could probably do that a few more times, but I won't. And because we're at... Yep, well, there goes the end of the boat. I was going to say because we're in a boat we'll follow the shore round, but I guess that's how long the boat lasted. They're quite durable, aren't they? And it seems that they've always been that way, but I know that more recent versions of the PC Minecraft actually has, or well, it started out in the pocket version of Minecraft. It had like a new boat where, I don't know if it's a new boat or the same boat upgraded, that it has room for 2 people, or I think it's 2 people, or you can travel yourself and with a pet kind of thing. And yes, you also get oars as well, so you can steer the boat a bit better, or maybe sort of even row it faster kind of thing, who knows. But it's something I've not really looked into yet because it's been so long since I've last done sort of vanilla Minecraft on the PC. Anytime I've been on, well, I say PC, it's on my laptop. Anytime I've played it on there, it's been sort of Feed the Beast Agrarian Skies mod pack, the first one that I've still been spending a lot of time on when I've had the chance. I reckon what we'll do is head up here rather than following the coast around. And I reckon they could have had a jungle here as well. It might be one of those things where, like, say, when I could have cheated in a jungle sapling at the time of the villagers, but I guess I didn't think about it at the time, and I didn't want to cheat too much in terms of what I was adding. And as I said before, I wish I hadn't actually done said cheating in the first place. But I think when we expand out on the Xbox One, we'll actually find jungle biomes anyway, but we'll be able to bring back jungle saplings to this actual original world part. And well, I know you can plant them anywhere, but it would be nice to have them in this the green part that looks like it was meant for jungle biomes. I believe we're going to need a boat again, aren't we, to traverse out to that bit? Or no wait, we can actually follow this round. This piece of land looks so weird and empty because I think it's this section here, believe it or not, is where my big LukesterCraft bridge goes across on the pre-creative world that I've showed off and mentioned so many times now. But from the start of the intro, I'm not sure if it's there exactly, but it's like somewhere in this region of the map, or it might be over a bit. I think it's down the centre of the map, or not quite actually, but in this region, so yeah, it looks a bit bare without that. I think maybe like once I've got enough stone resources built up, I might actually attempt to sort of recreate the LukesterCraft sort of bridge on here. And well, when I first made it, it didn't have the LukesterCraft sign on it. It was just a big fancy, like, I think it's an aqueduct looking bridge, or I don't know what it's called now, that kind of bridge, or like an archway bridge kind of thing. And like the idea was that, well, it was just there because I wanted to do like a big build like that in terms of having a big fancy looking bridge, and it turned out quite nicely in the end. And yeah, so maybe one day we might rebuild it on here. And I did actually, seeing as that was a pre-creative world, there was no creative mode, no flying, so I had to like use cobble generators to generate my own cobble in, as well as like a few various little cheats or like glitches or something at a time to duplicate blocks. Let's hope nothing's lurking in the darkness down here. Nope, and we'll have to get back out on the other side here. And already the sun's going down. It's been about 10 minutes into the video, but we'll try and reach the top of this island. I should have kept going the way that I was actually. It's just so that I get it all filled in and explore all these little bits and pieces, and who knows if I might find another mushroom randomly hanging around somewhere. There's also like nice little bits of desert out here as well that, like, even though I don't like to dig up the sands of the deserts, I like prefer to dig up the underwater bits, but yeah, they're sort of nice to have a varied biomes, even if I'm missing like say jungles for being the main example. And I know swamps is the other one actually, and the mushroom sort of biome island itself. Oh yeah, this does extend right along here. Yeah, so we'll go along this way a bit and then sort of plop down the bed sort of very soon. That seemed to lag out a bit there, which was weird. Maybe it's just because I'm exploring new land. Although technically it's existing land, but yeah. Let's quickly sleep and then continue on our adventure. This might actually be a longer episode than I thought for being a part 2, or I shouldn't have to extend it to a part 3, and I don't really want to, so I guess we'll sort of keep going and try and get this explored quicker. I may even cut away after this point to turn back kind of thing. Well, let's go down there and try and not take too much fall damage, it seems. That'd be funny if that ended up having mushrooms on it. Well, that's filled in that part somewhat. I might actually just make another boat whilst I'm here actually and just sort of venture out a little. Right, so let's get this, let's pick up our crafting table and hop in. Now let's go and explore this little island and hope that the game doesn't glitch out like the boats normally do when you're exploring new land, and it'll think that the land's suddenly right in front of you when actually it's over there. Or vice versa, you might like keep going and the game will let you crash into the land without realising it. Well, there doesn't appear to be anything like any different on there. Like there's no sort of mushrooms or anything. And yeah, this is, we were sort of on the previous episode, I think we were on the other side there. Yeah, we would have been coming round from that side and going across, so let's sort of use the boat to turn back. Yeah, and I've got this bit filled in now at the top left, and yeah, we'll just keep heading. Let's try and stick to this outside part, why not? And hopefully we don't like go too close to the edge of the map when doing it, otherwise the boat will break. But yeah, if you look on the map there on the top right, don't you think that looks a bit like a dragon or something out of a video game or something? I don't know, like that you can make out the head shape, and then there's like a body, and then you sort of see what resembles a tail, and maybe even like a little arm or two. It might just be me seeing that, but I've always thought, like from the first time I sort of explored this map on the other one, or originally on my own world, like what this world is, but like back in the day before I'd lost it due to the whole renaming world bugs that deleted worlds. And it does make me wish that I had the cloud sort of backups at the time, but I don't even know if that was a thing or not. But yeah, I've always thought from seeing this map and it's full like that, that top right looks a bit like a sort of dragon shape or something. Well, that's going to be close, but we can get round here without colliding with the map. I'd thought about like if we had turned back I was going to skip ahead until we got like down a bit, but we'll just keep going down this side on the map, on the boat even. And once we get to sort of the new like sort of the not explored yet parts, we'll jump off and head back on land. Plus it means I can properly brake and pick up the boat with an axe, I believe. I believe it's an axe anyway. I think sometimes it's a diamond axe, but I think a standard axe should be fine as well. And here seems like a good place to sort of hop off, I guess. We just have to sort of slow the boat down. Slow the boat down. There we go. I broke it before it was able to collide, so yeah, let's keep a hold of that in our inventory there above the bed. Right, here we are back on land again, so let's continue on venturing outwards, or inwards I guess. See if there's anything else that... I know there's just like a sort of cave section, or sort of exposed open caves. And wow, we've used through sort of half our food supply already. I guess that's what happens when you're sprint jumping around everywhere. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I did actually up the world to hard once I started getting back into playing this before recording again. Or well, I think it was after I recorded the first episode or so that I felt like the food supply wasn't going down enough, so I put it back to, well, I put it from, I think it was on easy originally, or it might be normal, but I turned it up to hard just so that I'd be using through the food a bit more, but now I'm actually using through the food a bit too much. And that's a big hole there. Let's just use this view to get a better sort of outlook on the land here. So it's somewhere around here that there's like caves or openings over that way, I think, the way we're approaching, and it seems to be littered with like various dead end little cave sections around here as well. Oh, and we can actually eat again, that's good. For quickness I'd rather be sprint jumping rather than sort of on foot walking kind of thing. Let's try and go over this way a bit, so we can at least fill in the edges as we go. I might be on top of, or I might be passing those caves, so I'd like to point those out. Just because they're like, yeah, there they are. I'm sure we saw them from somewhere else, but Or is that them? Oh wait, no, it's these ones over here actually that we'll just take a bit of a detour over there, and it means we can... Let's watch these holes as we're jumping around here, because there's a lot of sort of cave intersections around, and because I've got this headset on for recording, I can't actually hear too well if there's like anything in these places, like potential zombies. Huh, that's not actually too bad. Yeah, I thought there was more to this, but seemingly it's just this, like exposed opening. Well, I guess it does go down a little bit more there. Yeah, there's more down there, so that'll be stuff to explore in the future, either on camera or off camera in terms of doing an episode on it or not. But yeah, let's go. We're keeping on the outside just because it's like clear out here in the open, should I say, rather than in the forest, I guess. And I'll keep the sword on me in case of like anything that's lurking in the darkness. I was hoping I'd get around the tree there, but let's not go that way then. I wasn't expecting to take damage from that little bit. Right, so if we come out across here and take further fall damages. Yeah, the episode's getting on a bit already, but we should be good, I reckon, for filling in the rest of the map now that I look at it. We've been going for about 17 minutes almost. Probably less on the video once I edit out the little sort of 10 seconds that I give myself each time before starting the episode. And just to make sure that the episode doesn't get cut off if I sort of hit record and then say hello, welcome back. And obviously we're not lighting up the land as we go just because, well, I don't have the resources for doing that, and because I just prefer to keep the land nice and torch free, I guess. Or I can always light up areas that like that I feel need lit up, or like if I intend on making a base somewhere out here one day, or who knows. But for now it's good as it is without being covered in torches. And that sort of cleared a good section, or revealed, should I say, a good section of the map doing that. What are we coming up on now? I do wonder if bits like this might have been a swamp, but like because the swamp biome like wasn't a part of this like Minecraft on the Xbox 360 originally, then they might have sort of left the biomes like looking like this with just trees out in the water, and maybe even put some of these bigger trees in to disguise the fact there used to be a swamp, who knows. But or it could just be the fact that these are like little islands, because I do know that that's a thing that you can get. I just heard another Enderman, didn't I? I'm sure I'm not imagining things. I wouldn't be surprised if he's hiding up there in a tree or underground directly below us. Right, where are we now? Right, we may have to come over here a bit to sort of reveal the actual bottom corner of the map here, this sort of south-east corner, I believe that this is. Yeah, there we go, that's filled in the southeast corner without having to like hop in a boat and go out there just to do so. If we come back inland then, we're actually almost done, like exploring the map, so... I know sort of for the most part we've sort of not really spent time going around it, like properly looking at what was ran through, but we gave a good look around some places, and I did sort of point out the fact that there's numerous caves, and trying to sort of get some of these areas to sort of not to fill in, but they seem to be hit and miss, and like I said, they actually reset once you quit and go off the world anyway. And we're going to have to sleep again for the second time in the episode. If I'd started this off properly at like a sort of if I'd started this off say like as soon as it got to daytime, then I might have only had to sleep like once or something, but it is what it is. And that's in terms of like the actual starting point of like the first part rather than this second part. For the most part I think that's just forest back there, so we'll follow the coast around just to fill in this last little bit of the map itself. And it is getting darker as we speak, so I'm going to put the bed on our inventory bar, or hot bar, I don't know what you want to refer to it as. let's try and get up on here before we place the bed down. So we have like a sort of view looking out at the sun, he says. Well, instead I found a nice sort of area of pumpkins. Right here will do, we can just see the sun going down behind the trees there. Nope. So yeah, we've still got a little bit to go, so yeah, let's head down this way then. Yeah, for the most part this is all just standard forest and nothing that really needs too much sort of looking into, but say like cave areas like this, I can sort of properly check them out sometime, like off camera, because I think that's just that's even a dead end actually. But you know what I mean, like the general caves that we saw along the way, and just like bits and pieces that, had I spent time exploring these on the video, it would have been like several parts, episodes to the map exploration, when actually 2 is sort of all it needs. So no, that's just a single dark little hole. And yeah, here we are back on the south of the map, and I believe it was somewhere around here that we ended up coming down one side of the forest. And there's zombies down there, I hear that. So keep on my toes, I guess, or keep an eye out for those coming up, but considering they're zombies and they don't like the daylight, they should sort of be limited to being down there. He stays whilst like valiantly jumping across that despite the hunger being low. Because if anything had attacked me at that point, I wouldn't have enough, like I'd have to eat to heal, and that's not an ideal situation to be in when you're getting attacked. Right, so our map is now complete, so let's actually head back to base to finish off the episode, and by base I guess I mean... No, in fact, I was going to say the tower base, but let's head back to 0, 0, seeing as that's where we started on the first part, so seems like a fair enough place to finish up the map exploration here in part 2, and it gives us a chance to sort of have a bit of a run through these forests and find some more little pockets of caves in the ground, I guess. I was taking caution to sort of look over the edge into them.
Yes.
It's been good to get back into recording on this recently though, in general anyway, and I don't think I'll get more done this week because this is now Wednesday, and as I mentioned on this is being done on the same day as my LukesterCraft, the sort of marking 3 years of the day since of what will be 27th of October when that episode goes out. Yeah, you'll see here we are back at the red mushrooms in the village over there. But yeah, this is sort of being done on the 21st of October 2015, so on the Back to the Future day, I guess. So in some senses we sort of went back to the future in terms of this being our old world from 3 years ago that we sort of went back and explored again and sort of filled in the land that once was, I guess you could say. Or well, not the land itself, but we filled in the map to actually show off the land now. Yeah, let's head over to 0, 0 then. I believe it's somewhere right here. Well, just about here. It's here, I believe. This one here. Yep, there we go. So 0, 0. So you can compare that to how we started off, and here's how we finished off with a filled in map. And this will be how the map will remain until the Xbox One upgrade later down the line, and then the map will actually fill out to expand the whole area of the map itself there. And it also means that the edges will look weird because there'll be sudden chunks of new land being generated in. So for now, this is what our original world map looks like, and when the day comes to go over to the Xbox One, I guess we can sort of explore once again, or we'll take sort of new maps with us for further exploration. But yeah, until then, that's could be sort of not until next year, so that's quite far in advance. But I just want you to know that like I've got all these things in mind, and that even though I've not been doing these episodes for like a year or two until recently again, then I do still have like plans for this series and a lot of stuff in mind for the future of this series, so I guess we could easily reach 100 episodes, or we'll see how it goes until getting to 50, but yeah, for now that'll do it for this episode anyway, so I guess we'll finish off standard here on what is square 000 even, but yeah, stay tuned for whatever I get up to next on here, and yeah, as always, stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching.